could you please introduce our audience to the story and world of
Mhm.
the Call Me Charleston?
Well, yeah, if you're watching this and you can see the poster right over my shoulder, which is
Mhm.
one of the which is the female lead character, even though this novella she's not the lead. Later on in a different book she will be, but it is called They Call Me Charleston, and
Mhm.
it is I would say a 30-page at this point novella
Mhm.
that we self-published. And I'm holding it up
Yeah.
for those that can't see. I'm holding up my printed little novella. So the long end of it, if I had to pitch it, it is Lord of the Rings meets Mesoamerican modern superheroes.
Awesome.
That's really it, man. Because I'm such a huge Lord of the Rings fan, the books and the
Mhm.
movies. And what Tolkien did with creating their own mythos, I'm just like, you know what? We need to do the same thing. And so I've been working on these characters in this world, this universe for 20 years.
Okay.
For 20 years. So I have other books related to the characters that are in here.
Oh.
What's funny is that this iteration, this particular story is about 5 years old.
Okay.
So I started scribbling around 2019, but yeah, 2019, I'd written half of it, and then when the lockdown happened, I got to finish this,
Yes.
and then we started connecting it with I had an editor. I worked with her. She was an award-winning playwright. She still is. She award-winning playwright. She gave me great notes. She gave me great guidance. And then I got together with James Esparza, who did the AI artwork on this.
Oh, okay.
And there's a couple of images in the book, right?
Mhm.
Of the main characters. So that was a great practice. He also helped me put the layout and the format together.
Okay.
Like everything we did, we kind of just stumbled and did it ourselves in the dark, man.
Yeah.
We were like, okay, here's the layout, here's what it's going to cost. Then we got an estimate from bookbaby.com. Here's their costs, this is what it includes. And I'm like, okay, we can do this. We need to raise so much money. So we raised the money on Indiegogo a
Mhm.
few years ago with our supporters on the YouTube channel, and we've sold over 200 copies now.
Wow.
And so I'm really proud of this first one. So much so that anytime I see maybe something that's kind of similar in theme,
Mhm.
like Sinners, I just recently saw
Oh,
Sinners
yeah.
twice.
I saw it, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, they could totally live in the same universe.
Oh, okay.
It
Nice.
it got me going to I need to finish book two.
Mhm.
So yeah, really the story in this first one, the narrator is a man named Charleston,
Mhm.
and he basically tells you the world that he inhabits and what his job is. He's a healer, so he can heal without touch. So if he's close to you and you allow him, meaning that you just stay close to him,
Okay.
he can heal everything from physical maladies to emotional to connecting you back to your spirit. The longer he's there, that's one of his powers. And we kind of designated different powers to different people. What's fun here is that, like Familia, they're all related,
Okay.
the good guys and the bad guys. And
Oh.
like Familia, they love and they can hate each other.
Okay,
And
that's
like
interesting.
and like yeah, and then like and then like with Raza, it's like they hold grudges. So I kind of throw all that in there. It's set all over the Southwest. I messed around with a couple of the Mesoamerican gods
Mhm.
and kind of gave them a new that kind of the Lord of the Rings thing comes back,
Yeah.
where we talk about the trials you got to get to get to the underworld. Some characters go on that journey. Then I created a new mythic land where once you cross over, you start your training at this particular god's, quote unquote school, sort of like Professor X, right?
Uh-huh.
It's like, sacred lands.
Okay.
And again, he takes this god, his name's Bravo, and his picture is in there. In the story, he's in the backdrop
Mm-hmm.
of the story. He's like in the background. You hear and talk about him, but Charleston is literally going, the action of this particular novella, he's going to assess this girl and her
Mm-hmm.
powers. Is she ready to cross over?
Okay.
And without giving out too much, there's a great twist that happens at the end of this where we go to the next story. But that's it. And he kind of describes he describes as many characters in this world that he's connected to. So the Bravo character, his book I wrote like 15 years ago.
Wow.
I just kind of put it away.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm basing him off of like, he's like a half Toltec, half Aztec, Chicano that was born in in Buckeye, Arizona,
Okay.
which is a very desert, dusty town. Not near the border, but kind of, not like not like Yuma or Nogales,
Mm-hmm.
but there's just this connection that I'm trying to have with all the cousins. So yeah, that's
Hey, it sounds so fantastic. And
yeah,
it's great that you have more stories, and you mentioned book two. But
yeah.
and what's next for this project? Are you thinking of other media, maybe an audiobook?
Well, we have the audio.
Oh yeah.
We so when the Indiegogo happened, there's 3 levels you can get. You get the book, you get the book and poster, and then the highest level you get the book, poster, and an audio
Oh, cool.
that I produced here. So me and my girlfriend, who's actress Romy Diaz,
Mm-hmm.
we just read it, and it's a decent MP3,
Mm-hmm.
and so we gave that to everyone as our gift.
Oh, nice.
But now that is up now on our YouTube channel.
Oh, great. That's great.
Yeah. So, but what's funny is what we're thinking and talking with James Esparza is taking maybe a scene or two
Mm-hmm.
and doing an AI short film,
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
because the technology's there. I'm just want to kind of like mess around with
Yeah,
it.
you want to play with the
Yeah,
AI
because
tools.
yeah, I mean, in particular, like things I just probably could I probably can't afford to recreate a mythic land that I created in my head,
Yeah.
and so I'm toying around with that idea, but then also too writing and finishing the next story, which will take place in Yuma with other characters, and it's gonna be very musical.
Okay.
It's gonna be we're connecting it with some regional kind of corrido
Oh, okay.
and ballad music from like 100 years ago
Oh, nice.
to kind of made up scenarios. So it's in this book. We make up the scenario that Emiliano Zapata never died. He was
Oh.
never assassinated.
Mm-hmm.
It was publicly he was, but the deal was, look, you're doing too much good. The other side of the other side of the as far as the dark cousins, they don't, we have to keep a balance. So you gotta go chill, and you
Yeah.
can't do anything. You're gonna be sequestered. And so this book too is Emilio waking up in the 1990s.
Oh,
I know,
nice.
I know. It's really bizarre. It's really bizarre, and he takes it. The gist of it is he's gonna take care of a woman who's been convalescing,
Mm-hmm.